What is going on, everyone? Well, the wait is over. Today is the day. April 2nd, 2025. 2 months we've been waiting for this Nintendo Direct on the Nintendo Switch 2. It's here. All the information is readily available. And on today's show, it is a Switch 2 blowout extravaganza. We're going to talk about the console, the release date, the pricing, the accessories, the games, everything. And I'm going to give you my opinions on each one. It's going to be a jam-packed show. Of course, we're going to talk about yesterday's silly April Fool's antics and what's coming up for the rest of the week, including my birthday bash right around the corner and another reward for hitting goals. All this and more. It's a great show. Get hype for today's Switch 2 special here on the Level 1 Podcast. Alrighty, folks, I'm DSP. This is the Level 1 Podcast for Wednesday, the 2nd of April, 2025, a highly anticipated day for sure. And you might be saying, wait a minute, Phil, what's going on? You're back in Washington? You're not in Connecticut anymore? No, because you see what happened was, I was there yesterday, and I was so happy to get back to my roots, and then I realized I don't own that place anymore. It got foreclosed on over 5 years ago, and the police showed up, and they kicked my ass out. So I jumped back on a plane, and I flew back across the country, lickety-split, so I could cover the Switch 2 launch. Of course. All right, so yesterday was pretty fun. Now seeing the new capabilities of my setup, being able to have a full, cool background removal tool, allowing me to look like I'm anywhere that I want, is pretty darn neat, isn't it? So it was really cool yesterday to return back to my old stomping grounds in Stratford, Connecticut for one day only. It certainly was fun, and I hope that if you guys didn't see it, check out the podcast from yesterday. It was a good running gag that worked pretty well. But then, on top of that, last night we played Inzoi, and completely unexpected, out of nowhere, my in-game character just died. Inexplicably. There's no explanation. Wasn't sick, didn't get hurt, just died in his sleep after only 3 hours of gameplay. So I made another kind of joke about that last night that people were like, what? Phil's dead? What's going on? And then they click the video like, oh, it's this game. So anyway, I almost never do anything for April Fools. Like it's been many, many years since I did. And I felt it was fun to do something a little different with my new setup. Again, just an example of the kind of things I can do when I actually have a good tech setup, right? So again, I have to say thank you. Why? Because it's been all of you for the last 8+ months that have supported me way more. You have increased your levels of support. And because of that, that is why we are where we are today. Why I have the tech that I have, why I can play the games that I'm playing, why I could do whatever I want with my setup. It's because of you. So thank you so very much for that ongoing level of support. You are changing my life for the better, content-wise, personally, in every aspect. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that, okay? Yesterday, we had a full day of gameplay with Suikoden, continuing on the first stream, and we are in the end game now. We only have about 3 more optional characters to recruit, and then the rest is just basic normal story. I actually had a great time interacting with the audience, and guess what? We again hit our goal for support. That means every single stream of Suikoden that I have played since the game released, 2-3 weeks ago, we have hit the goal of support. And that is amazing. That for a retro RPG, a game from the 1990s that is near and dear to my heart because I grew up playing these games back then, the fact that we actually are hitting goals on this entire playthrough is outstanding. And again, people have said, hey, Phil, will you continue to play these games like Suikoden 2 is in this collection? Would you play that this year? And I said, yeah. As long as people keep showing up, engaging, and supporting, I would be totally okay with playing the sequel maybe over the summer. I don't want to go back to back because that's too much, I feel. I feel it's too overloading of the same kind of game, but maybe wait a couple of months and then maybe over the summertime when things die out for gaming, that could be a good time to pick it up and play it. Okay? So if you don't know, we are on pace to likely finish this game on Friday. It looks like we're that close, and we likely will finish the game as a major stream on Friday, okay? Last night was Inzoi, and this is the game that is Korean-made, but is basically a new version of The Sims with better graphics and different features. To be honest, I am enjoying the game, but it is frustrating as well because the game has a lot of shortcomings and doesn't honestly feel polished or finished because it's not. For those who don't know, it's early access. For example, it was supposed to be my first day of work, and I went to go to work, got into a taxi cab, and just sat there. I couldn't move. I couldn't get out. I didn't go to work. I just sat in the taxi cab. And people were like, yeah, it's unfinished. Your job that you picked, which is like an intern at a financial investment company. Oh, they didn't design that job yet, so it doesn't exist. You just sit in a taxi cab for like 6 hours. What? Then I went to the amusement park and I wanted to go on the roller coaster. Oh, you can't do that. I wanted to go on the swinging pirate ship ride. Oh, you can't do that. What do you mean? Oh, it's not, they didn't finish that yet. Huh? So what is finished? It seems like everything in the game is half finished. Okay. And that's frustrating. You're playing a game you paid for and the content's just not in it. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? So the kicker was at the end of the stream last night, literally out of nowhere, my character just died in his sleep. And the game's like, Phil Burnell has lived a full life with family and friends. And now I was like, wait, what? It was 3 hours. I played with this character for 3 hours and they died? Like, how does that even make sense? Like, what are you talking about? I was so confused. Like, I don't even know what they're referencing here. Why am I dead? And no one could figure it out. Like, we were all sitting there and we were like, no one could figure out what happened. And people are like, yeah, if you didn't notice, if you go check, people are posting up on Reddit and people are posting up on other places. The game is bugged and a lot of people are just dying out of nowhere after just a few hours of gameplay. And then you got to start completely over because there is supposed to be another game mechanic where there's an afterlife where you're a ghost. And then if you do good deeds, you can actually like ascend to heaven or whatever. But they didn't have that in the game either. It's unfinished. So pretty frustrating. And FYI, as I'm playing this game, number one, all right, we did have good attendance and people were engaged. The support, we only hit about $80 of support. So we got about halfway and then it staggered and that was it. And I said to everyone, so what gives? And everyone's like, yeah, if you don't know. So this game was very hot last week when it came out. I think it came out like Thursday or Friday of last week. But over the weekend, everyone played it and everyone hates it. They all feel like it's a completely unfinished, uninspired version of The Sims. And no one really wants to play it right now. Perhaps in the future, when it's more finished, more people will be talking about it and picking it up. But basically, it's just, it's kind of flopped now. Like people bought it and then they played it for a little bit and we're like, we don't care. We're not going to play it anymore. So that's not cool. Because I, over the weekend, I bought it on Sunday, you guys, in the midst of it being popular. And already, apparently, the popularity has died out. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I would be down to play it one more time, but this time what I would do is make a completely different character. It wouldn't be Phil Burnell. It would just be like an invented character that I made up. And we'll see how that goes. What I want to do is take them into a different town because I went to the seaside town that was more like California. So maybe now I'll go to like the big city that's supposed to be like, Seoul, South Korea or something, right? Apparently there's new hobbies, new jobs, all kinds of stuff to do in each area of the game. So I would like to do that, but I don't know what's going to happen if I play it again. Like I said, last night I played it and it just didn't do so well. People were saying, because it's unfinished, it's kind of annoying. And I agree. Like if the game were finished and all the activities were there, it would be much better. But you hype up something, we're going to go to work. We're going to go to work. You get in the cab. You're just stuck in the cab sitting there. The fuck? Let's go on the roller coaster. Denied. Says you can't enter the roller coaster. So, it's kind of a tease. It's kind of very annoying. So I guess we'll see what happens. You know, like Fed Roger just says, maybe just wait for the full release like you're going to do with Hades 2. Remember, last year I bought early access Hades 2, played it a bit, and then everyone told me to stop playing it. So I did. So maybe it's that kind of a situation. I do own the game, so we can go back to it. Let's talk about it and figure it out if we want to play it next week. Earliest next week I can play it is Monday. Because remember, my birthday marathon is Sunday, and I'm booked until then. Okay? So we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. All right. So after yesterday, we hit 85 out of 90 goals. 5 goals left to unlock the DSP tries it of the Minecraft meals at McDonald's. And I already told you guys, I'm going to get both meals, both the Big Mac and the Nuggets meal. That way I have 2 different collectibles that I'm supposed to get with these adult meals and the packaging and everything. It's going to be a great DSP tries it. I'm excited for it. But we've got to hit the goals. Already, we got a great head start. You ready? Let's get to shout-outs because you guys have already been very supportive, and we haven't even started yet with our Switch 2 coverage, which is going to be the rest of the show. Okay? So today, Adam Fall continues after this podcast. Adam Fall, we're in a good part. We're in these woods where there's all these kinds of different things to do. We just entered a bunker with a bunch of infected ferals. We're going to check out the bunker. We're going to continue towards this camp of druids. And apparently in the camp of druids is the antidote where you can now be immune to the spores, which is going to allow us to continue on with the plot of the game. So more of that today after this podcast ends. And then tonight I've decided I am doing another stream of Disco Elysium. Now, when I play Disco Elysium, attendance goes down. Engagement is decent. Support's been outstanding. It's kind of the opposite. Usually when I'm playing a game, if there's an issue, it's because support is bad, but sometimes you have a crowd that's engaged and likes the game. But in this case, it's the opposite. People just aren't really showing up for the game and saying it's boring when they do, but then the support is outstanding. I don't even know how to take that. All right. So what I'm going to do is tonight we're going to give it another shot. We're going to play it and see how it goes. And I certainly hope that you guys will join me tonight on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time for more Disco Elysium. Let's see how it goes. All right. Hopefully people will show up, engage, and support as they have been. My goal is to hit 2 goals today. I want to be at 87 goals by the end of today. So we are on pace for DSP Tries It this Friday. Also keep in mind, this Sunday is my big birthday marathon event. A great day of gaming and fun all day long. We're going to have a fun podcast. We're going to have me returning to Minecraft for the first time in a long time. What's it been, like 5 years since I played Minecraft? So that's going to be something very special. There's going to be drinking. Every support level that I hit, every $100 basically, I'm going to be taking shots and stuff. In fact, we have to figure out what kind of liquor I need to get for it. We'll talk more about that over the week. There's going to be a Lego build of a Minecraft Lego set live, which is going to be fun, chill, and interactive. I'm going to be trying this new game, Schedule 1, on Steam. That apparently is a virally popular game right now. There's going to be food that my wife's going to be making. It's going to be a great day. All right, great birthday. Hope you'll join me on Sunday if you can make it for DSP's annual birthday bash. And then next week will be another full week of content on the channel. Continuing playthroughs, good fun, and a new game. South of Midnight premieres next week as well. Okay. Great stuff. Shout-outs time, and then after the shout-outs end, it's time for the Switch 2 coverage. Are we ready? All right, let's do it. So first off, we've got a bunch of tips to shout out. Then we're going to get to subs, super chats, and all the like, but I want to get to the tips first. Here we go. So I got a $1.50 tip to start off today from Beaver Bother. I got banned in Kick Chat for posting a global kick emote of Patrick. Surely this is a mistake. You cannot get banned in Kick Chat for posting a global emote of Patrick. That's not even possible. So that's incorrect. If you got banned for something else, but I don't know your name. If you told me your name in Kick, I would look it up. I don't know what your name is there, Beaver Bother. You got to tell me. Okay? Let me know what your name is on Kick. I'll have to look into it. But no, a global emote you would never get banned for. At most, the bot would time you out for spamming it. But you would never get banned for that. Okay. Okay, continuing on. I received a $1.50 tip from Beaver Bother. Look at my last tip from moments ago. I was wrongfully banned. I need to know your name. What is your name on Kick? It's not Beaver Bother, right? I need to know what it is so I can look into it. He tipped twice before I was even online. Like, how was I going to respond? Well, thanks for the tips there, Beaver Bother. Okay. Your beaver is now bothered. I'm sorry to hear that. I received a $5 tip from Flatman B. What's up, everyone? Positive vibes and God bless. Thank you to Flatman. Let's get a nice animation for Flatman today. Our first tip that is of a level that you get an animation. Actually, it's probably not going to play because all the subs just came in. We got so many subs coming in on Kick, which is amazing. Thank you so much to this person. I'm going to shout you out in a sec. Awesome. Okay, now. Over on the YouTube side, there was a super sticker before I started from Kingdom Hearts fan. Kingdom Hearts fan did a $5 super sticker. So let's get that up on the leaderboard as our first super chat / super sticker of the day. Thank you, Kingdom Hearts fan. All right. No, sadly, super stickers don't get pop-ups because it's a YouTube chat thing. Because it is limited to YouTube chat, no service can read them. I know that sounds bizarre. It's just YouTube chat is very weird. I don't know why, because I think that they should get pop-ups, just like any super chat, but super stickers don't get pop-ups. Yeah, there's no way to do them. Okay, so folks, we now have an incredible amount of contributions on Kick to shout out. It's a me, Ken. First, gifted 10 subs. Then, subscribed themselves to the channel. And then, gifted another 10 subs. Yes, an incredible amount of subs. So 21 subs just came in on Kick. That is amazing, obviously. So thank you very much to It's a Me, Ken. Let's get all those up on the leaderboard here. Where total subs? Here we go. For the record, It's a Me, Ken. For 25 subs, you earned the VIP badge. So if you do 4 more subs today, you get a VIP badge in chat. I don't know if you already have one or not. Or if you wanted to gift that to someone else, you can actually gift a badge to someone else too. But it's always been 25 subs earns you that VIP badge, okay? All right, so 21 subs is $105 of support. Means we are now at $117 towards our goal of 150 for the stream. What an amazing head start. I really appreciate that. Wait a minute. It looks like we got more coming in. First off, Squirt Rocks just gifted a sub. Thank you to Squirt Rocks for a single gifted sub. That gets us to 122. Awesome. And then it looks like there's more gifted subs coming in from It's a Me, Ken. I'm just waiting for them to hit the chat, but it looks like they're in the queue. Brand Flakes, yes, I'm back in Washington. I got evicted from Connecticut. Yeah, it looks like there's more coming. Here they are. So It's a Me, Ken. 5 more gifted subs over on Kick. So that means 26 total subs today. And that means, yes, It's a Me, Ken can either get the VIP badge or can gift that to someone, depending on what they would like to do. So It's a Me, Ken, let me know. Tag me in chat and let me know if you want the VIP badge or if I should give it to somebody else. It's your call. We are now at $147 of support. And we haven't even started talking about the Switch 2 yet. Wow, thank you guys so much. I mean, outstanding. Thank you so much for this early support. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh, wait a second. All right, there's a $1.50 tip from Beaver Bother. It's Beaver Bother 2. Okay. Okay, I unbanned Beaver Bother 2. And that's another $1.50 tip. So now we're at 148, $2 away from hitting our first goal here of the stream, which would get us to 86. and on the right track towards DSP Tries It this week. Very nice. Okay. So, I shouted everything out, correct? I'm caught up now? I think I am. I think I'm caught up. I didn't miss anything, right? Did It's a Me Ken say anything? If It's a Me Ken doesn't speak up, I'm just going to give It's a Me Ken the badge. It's a Me Ken. I am not banned. Okay, but he didn't tag me and say, okay, I'll take the badge. Cool. All right. He wants it. Indeed. It's a Me Ken. You get it. Thank you so much for that amazing support this morning. Here we go. VIP. Wait a minute. Here we go. I think I got it. Please check It's a Me Ken, because there's 3 names that were very similar. I think I got the right one. Obviously, I want to make sure that you got it, okay? So that is excellent. Thank you so much. For the record, the OG badge, okay? I only give that out for special occasions. And so perhaps today would be one of those days, since we already are about to hit our first goal. Maybe I should pump out the old OG badge and see if anyone's interested in that too. Basically, I don't know. It's a Me Ken did how many? 26? So I guess for the OG badge, what should we do? Think about this. No thoughts on tariff. We have no time to talk about tariffs today. It's Switch 2 day, which we have to get to in a moment. All right, enough of this baloney. We got to talk about Switch 2 because there's a lot to talk about. So It's a Me Ken should have the VIP badge as of now. All right, good stuff. Okay, Swish Treats did a $2 super chat and says, "I'll do the hardest part. I'll get us to the goal." Thank you, Swish Treats. And then I received a $2 tip from Brand Flakes, who says, "Goal." So now we're actually at 152. So indeed, it is official. Ladies and gentlemen, we just hit goal 86 out of 90. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the early support. Thank you for filling the coffers, paying the tax, and allowing me to do what I love for a living. I love podcasting. I love gaming. I love chilling with all of you. Thanks for supporting the positive content that I put out here on my channel and allowing the internet to see that you can be successful if you're not a toxic jerk. I appreciate that very, very much. Now, here's the good news. We hit this so early. I'm still going to talk about the Switch 2. We still got Adamfall. We could hit another goal on this stream. And if we do, it makes up for the fact that we didn't hit a goal last night with Inzoid. It would actually put us right on pace to do DSP Tries It on Friday, which is when I want to do it. So, let's keep going. Thank you so much for the early support. Let's get some more support. Let's get some memberships. Let's get a big tip. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some more subs. Who wants the VIP badge? Who wants to earn an OG badge? Let's get it going today. All right, enough of that. Let's get to the... Enough of that baloney. All right. Let us begin with our coverage of the Switch 2, shall we? It's the big thing. We were all waiting for this today. Let's get started. All right? So first off, let's start at the beginning. Here is the official YouTube page for the Switch 2. The official Nintendo page for the Switch 2, featuring all the features, how to buy, and all the baloney. All right? Rather than go through all of it painstakingly, we'll just summarize a lot of the things here. It is available on June 5th, 2025. That's correct. That is not May 6th, 2025. People are already confused because this is the American way that you write out in a date, it's June 5th, 2025. Okay? This is what it looks like. Yes, they're actually going with that baby blue and almost weird peachish red color that we saw when they showed this off 2 months ago. It is a little bizarre, in my opinion. I think that blue and red would have been better. There they go. They're showing it off. So it's sleek. It's rounded. It's magnetic. That's right. The controllers are now magnetic and snap onto the sides and hold it in place. Okay. What's up, Mozzie? Jesse just says he found out there's going to be a built-in screen reader. That's interesting. For sight-impaired people to have a screen reader. That's neat. I like accessibility features. Okay? So, see what's new with Nintendo Switch 2. So, the screen itself will be 1080p on the physical unit. If you connect it to a TV, you can play up to 4K. But of course, it says big asterisk, TV and game must be compatible with 4K resolution, frame rate capped at 60 frames for 4K. Meaning, a lot of games probably will not run at 4K or won't go 4K 60 frames, and don't expect it to go higher than 60 frames at 4K ever, because that's the highest it's ever going to do. Okay? So, Mario Kart World. That's the name of the new Mario Kart game that will be coming out at launch. And we're going to look a lot at that because it has its own page with a whole bunch of information. So don't worry, we're going to get more info on Mario Kart World coming up here. Now, this is the big new feature for Switch 2. As you know, every single console that Nintendo puts out, they try to innovate. They try to put a new feature in there that's groundbreaking and no one else has, right? With the Super Nintendo, it was game saves in the cartridges and an innovative controller. With the Nintendo 64, it was a completely innovative controller with a thumbstick. With the GameCube, it was the portability of the console, mini discs, and again, innovative controller. With the Wii, it was motion controls. With the Wii U, it was a gamepad that had a built-in touchscreen. And with the Switch, it was a hybrid console that was part portable, part home console. So what is the big innovative feature of the Switch 2? This is it. This is what we were wondering what it would be. We were talking about this 2 months ago. Did they forego innovation? Well, here it is. It is the C button, also known as Game Chat. So what is Game Chat and how is it implemented in the Switch 2? Well, first off, you need to buy the Nintendo Switch 2 camera to actually use it properly. Now, you could use it without the camera, but then all it's going to do is take your voice, and the Switch does have a built-in microphone, so it will take your voice, but ideally you want the whole set with the camera and the voice going together, okay? So, when you press the C button, what will end up happening is a new screen will open up, okay? So let's say you're playing online with a bunch of your friends in Mario Kart World, and you all have the camera, and you all have Nintendo Online, okay? You can press the C button, and what'll happen is your game will minimize, and then all these little screens will open up underneath that will basically show your face with the game. So what I'm literally doing right now with my setup, the AI background removal tool, that's actually what the Switch 2 will have built in with this chat or game chat feature. All right? Now, will this work with every game? No. Will this work in every situation? No. Will this likely require a certain level of lighting and a certain setup to work properly? Yes. Like right now, I'm literally using NVIDIA AI background removal technology, and as you can see, it's not perfect. My chair is phasing in and out, and I have good lighting. Now, can you imagine trying to use this in your living room when everyone's walking through and doing things, the lights are flickering, the sun's coming in? It's not going to be perfect, but it's an attempt to try to get this kind of technology implemented for the normal consumer, not someone who's a professional streamer who has a high-end $4,000 setup, but instead just a common person being able to jump on with friends and have a face cam and have a microphone and have the game. I kind of get it. I think I do understand it, but a lot of people are kind of downplaying it, and they're like, so it's basically Discord. Well, yeah, but it's also implementing the game. Discord is just your face, right? Or your voice. This is trying to actually implement the game as well. Now, is this a full-on game streaming service, such as the ones that are built in to the Xbox X and PlayStation consoles? No. This is not, oh, you can broadcast your footage on the internet with your face cam. That's not what this is. This is only for social aspect use. So that is the discerning characteristic that's different. I could say definitely for family members or friends, this is a great feature. For professional level stuff, you're probably never going to use it. You probably use your stuff you already have, like Discord or whatever. It's going to be better than what Nintendo's going to give you, because it's hilarious that they show it looking like this. You know it's not going to work like this. You know it's never going to be this good with what they're going to have. Plus, as you know, this camera will probably be what, like $60? So it's not going to be as good as a high-end camera that's full HD and an AI following you around. It's just not going to be as good. They're essentially really overselling it here. But at the same time, is it innovative? I would say, yeah, it actually is. You have never seen a home console that has had this feature before. And if you're someone who's social and has a bunch of friends or family members that you're going to be playing these games with, all right, I don't see why this isn't a big feature. I would argue it is. Okay, so I see the value here, and it's a concrete value for some people, not everyone. Not everyone's going to care, right? Seriously, not everyone is actually going to give a care about it all right? Now, of course, there's concerns. For example, Dab Hands just says, did you see the frame rate of the game in screen share? It goes down to 14 FPS, and it looks awful. Like I said, this is not going to be as good as a professional setup. This is not someone who does this for a living, okay, at all, who's going to be using this. This is just casually being used with your friends or whatever. All right, so just understand that. So this, for the record, this is the innovative feature of the Switch 2. I want to emphasize this. This is it. It's, it was the portability of the Switch 1. It was the motion controls of the Wii. This is the actual innovation that Nintendo was going with Switch 2. Okay, to clarify. Cool. All right, before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, It's a Me Ken just gifted another 25 freaking subs. 25 subs over on Kick. So that's why we got pop-ups going crazy. So I want to take time to obviously say thank you. It's a Me Ken is going absolutely crazy today on the show. Let's get that counted, shall we? By the way, my camera's going crazy here. Let me turn this off. The AI is going crazy. Let me get this camera to stop having the AI follow me around. There we go. Now it'll stop doing that. So 25 more subs means they have gifted 51 subs so far today, and 25 is the equivalent of another $125 of support. So we are now at $277 of support out of 300. We are now in striking distance of hitting 2 goals on this stream, and we haven't even really started the Switch 2 coverage yet. So thank you to It's a Me Ken. All right, that is amazing. Now, I would say, since It's a Me Ken just gifted 50 freaking subs, I'm going to go and say thank you for going above and beyond. That is amazing. I'm going to give you the OG badge right now. I didn't even say I was going to, but I'm just going to do it because you are so awesomely supportive of this channel today. It's a Me Ken gets the OG badge. Thank you to It's a Me Ken. Thank you so much. So, in regards to that, obviously now, since I already offered that to It's a Me Ken, I have to make that offer to everybody else. So anyone who gifts 25 subs will get the VIP badge, and anyone who gifts 50 subs will get the OG badge today. Okay? Now, we are literally only 27. How far are we? $23 away from hitting the tier 2 goal. Let's hit the tier 2 goal right now. Let's get to 87. Then we only have 3 to go to unlock DSP Tries It Minecraft Meals. Let's do it. Hell yeah. Thank you guys. Okay. You ready? Ready? Let's get back to the Switch 2 coverage now. All right. All right, let's continue. So, that's the C button. Game chat. All right. Let's continue. Bigger screen, same thickness. So the screen is larger than the original Switch, but it's a uh, thicker unit, and it says it can actually do various different things, including HDR, VRR, and 120 frames per second in certain circumstances. All right, let's continue. And there's a new dock. It's a chunkier dock that has more features. For example, it has 2 USB-C ports, which everyone was screaming for with the original Switch. Like, why did it have so few USB ports? No one understood. Well, this one has more USB ports and the like. They're actually showing you, here's the dock and how it actually goes flat. Okay. New stand with a freely adjustable viewing angle. So yes, you can have it go flat if you want to play it face down. You could prop it up if you want it to be propped up. Okay. Joy-Con 2 controllers connect in a snap. Yes, it has been confirmed. These new Joy-Cons are magnetic, and they claim to be strong magnets, so that basically when they snap on, they will not come off unintentionally. Now, I'm just going to be honest here. There is an oversight, I feel, by Nintendo, and we actually talked about it a couple months ago, and I wonder if Nintendo has addressed it or not. What was one of the things that we talked about 2 months ago? Well, a lot of people like to grab their Switch by the side because that's where the grip is for the controller, right? So if you're going to pick up your Switch, you grab it by the side. You hold it by the side, and then you pick it up because right now it slides on and snaps on. Well, according to this, it's magnetic. So does that mean when you go to grab the side will just pop off? So now how do you carry your Switch? Do you have to carry it from the top or bottom? But that means you have to touch the screen. So that means you're going to constantly be getting fingerprints all over your screen. So I feel like there's a solution here. I do. I feel like there's something here that we're not feeling. What they're saying is strong magnets keep the controllers firmly attached to the system. Simply press the release button on the back to disengage the magnetic lock. But magnets aren't that strong. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I guess until you get your hand, this is one of the cases where you need to have the unit. You need to have a hands-on experience with it to really understand it. I'm not aware that a magnet's going to be strong enough, but they're claiming like it will be. It seriously makes me nervous about the strength of the magnet. Okay, but there you have it. Okay. It has been confirmed that the Joy-Cons or Joy-Con 2s will now have a mouse sensor capability. The mouse sensor on the side of each Joy-Con 2 controller lets you turn surfaces like a table or your lap in a mouse pad. Now, a table I can understand. Right now, I'm using 2 mice in front of me, and let me tell you, playing games with a mouse and the preciseness of it is amazing. Can you imagine playing Metroid Prime 4 with precise aiming controls? I mean, when I was playing Metroid Prime 1 many, many years ago for the first time, the freaking waggling Wiimotes were a nightmare to play with. Imagine being accurate with your shots. That's going to be tremendous, I feel. All right? But how many people who have the Switch are going to be playing on a table? Right? The idea is you put it down, but then you pick up your controller. So what's getting me about this is how would you actually use it? And then what they say is, read that again. Let you turn surfaces like a table or your lap into a mouse pad. Your lap? How exactly would you turn your lap into a mouse pad? That's what I don't understand. And again, maybe this is another situation where you need to have hands-on experience with the console to truly understand it. Right now, if I pick up my mouse and I try to use my mouse on my leg, it barely works. Look, it kind of works, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, it's not very accurate. It's like going all over the place. This is definitely not the kind of control I would want for a video game. So how are they going to make it that mouse is going to work perfectly on your leg? I don't know. That seems like a stretch to me. But again, maybe we don't have it yet. We'll know when we have it, right? When we have it in our hands, okay, then we'll figure it out. But to me, I look at this and I'm like, I'm skeptical. I like the idea of a mouse. And here's the thing. If I'm playing on this and we're going to play Metroid Prime 4, I'll just use my desk right here. I'll just put it right down and I'll use it as a mouse. And that sounds good to me. Like, I'm happy with that. But I don't know if the common gamer is going to have the ability to just do that and it's going to be accurate. So that might be a big oversight or an issue. I don't know. Okay? So I think that pretty much covers the hardware. They're showing you that the C button, that's where it is. And that's what's going to enable this new chat mode with the camera, okay? Game chat, you can share your voice, your game screen, and connect via video chat as you play. But keep in mind, this is Nintendo proprietary. No, this doesn't output to a streaming service. This doesn't go anywhere else. It's just for the Nintendo Switch 2, okay? Now, this is an important feature to note. We should note this. Game chat is included with any Nintendo Switch Online membership. They're offering game chat for free until March 31st. After March 31st of next year, you must have Nintendo Switch Online to use it. All right? Now, the thing that gets me about that is, well, what games really are you going to want to use this with the most? Probably the first game I could think of, Mario Kart, because you're going to be playing with people online, cooperatively, competitively. That would be the game you would want. You need Nintendo Switch Online to play that online anyway. So that makes sense. But what other games are they thinking that you would use this in? I don't know, because we don't know yet. I mean, the console's not out yet. We don't know what games are coming out for yet. So you get one free year, essentially. And then after that, you have to have Nintendo Switch Online or you cannot use game chat. Okay? So, TV mode, tabletop mode, handheld mode. 3 modes. Okay? Now, it says it has immersive graphics, but doesn't really give any kind of detail. It says it has 3D audio spatial sound. That's great. How? Right? HDMI, I guess? It certainly isn't going to have a digital out. Like, nothing's had a actual, like, optical out port in a long time. So I assume it's only via HDMI. Okay? Now we start to get to some of the stuff that's a little bit alarming. But before we do, let's jump back over here because, ladies and gentlemen, It's a Me Ken has gifted 5 more subs over on Kick. Yes, 5 more. Meaning they have now gifted 56 subs alone on today's show. This means we are now at $302 of support. It means we have hit 87 goals. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, 87 out of 90 goals have been hit. We have 3 more to go to unlock DSP Tries It, the Minecraft meals from McDonald's. Thank you so much, It's a Me Ken, for your support this morning. The best part about this is we have just begun. We still have an hour of the podcast. We've still got Adam Fall. We could possibly hit 3 goals on this stream, meaning we'd be in prime position for DSP Tries It by the end of the week. Thank you, It's a Me Ken. Now the question is, who else will support the stream today? Who's going to drop a nice tip, a nice super chat? Who will do some more subs or maybe some memberships? Let's find out right now. What's going on, J-Copter? How are you today? All right, are we ready to continue with our Switch coverage? Okay. Here we go. Oh, I clicked off. All right, ready? Here we go. Okay, everyone. So far, I would argue, everything that we've looked at and seen with the Switch 2 seems like a pretty big positive, or at least could be a positive. We do have some questions about certain things, but for the most part, it all looks good. But now we're going to start to get to some of the questionable stuff. Some of the stuff that I feel that is going to get swept under the rug and no one's going to talk about until it kind of hits you with reality. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, the Nintendo Switch 2 is the first ever gaming console or peripheral that is going to do 4K resolution, okay, but only has 256 gigabytes of internal game storage. What? That's atrocious. That is awful. And what you also have to realize about that, the operating system has to be on that hard drive. So out of the 256 gigs that are installed, probably like 50 gigs will be the operating system and apps and things in there. So you probably only have about 200 gigs of storage capacity for the Switch 2. And you might say, well, that's fine. We'll store a lot of games on there. Well, we're going to look at it together. Already, the storage size of certain games has been revealed. All right. And when you see it, you may be shocked. Okay. So what does this mean? It undoubtedly means that people who are likely going to be getting this console and making this their primary console are going to want more storage space. And so that's great because everyone knows that the Switch uses micro SD cards, and micro SD cards are incredibly cheap. Like, I actually looked it up this morning. You can get 2 1 terabyte micro SD cards at Walmart for $12.99. I'm not kidding. Except there's a problem. You ready for this, folks? This I have to emphasize. All right. The Switch 2 does not use micro SD cards. In an unprecedented first-time move, Nintendo is requiring something new and different. Guess what? You have to get a new kind of card called the micro SD Express card to work with your Switch 2. What does that mean? It means you can't get cheap cards. These cards are literally brand new, and they are incredibly expensive. Would you like me to show you? So here's the difference, okay? It has to say micro SD EX. It cannot be just micro SD. Old micro SD cards are not compatible at all with Switch 2, meaning all the storage you have on the old Switch does not work with Switch 2. So how much does it cost? Holy shit. For another 256 gigabyte card, so double your storage capacity, it's $50. To get 512 gigabytes, it's $100. If you want 1 terabyte, which is kind of standard, it's $200 freaking dollars. Now you might say, well, how did Nintendo get themselves into this situation? Right now, can't you get storage for your PlayStation 5 or your Xbox Series console that's relatively cheap and not that big of a deal? The answer is yes. The difference is the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series consoles are just that. They're consoles you plug into your TV. They're not portable. Because Nintendo opted to go with a hybrid system that's portable and docking, you have to get these tiny little memory cards. You can't have a giant flopping external hard drive to plug into the side. You have to get these little tiny memory cards. Now you might say, well, why do we need to get these express? Well, because now these games are finally, for the first time ever, going to be running at a modern graphical standard. At a minimum 1080p, in some cases 1440p, and in some cases 4K at 60 frames per second. So they need to have a faster transfer capacity. Hence, regular SD cards are too slow. You need to spend the extra money to get these cards to actually be able to have modern games on this thing. So what Nintendo has done is they have literally shot themselves in the foot because they wanted to have a hybrid console, but also portable. They made it so that they backed themselves into a corner. The only way you can play modernized graphical games on this thing is to spend a ridiculous amount of money to increase your storage capacity. So you might say, well, I don't understand. Well, how big will games be on this thing? Let me find that statistic for you because I have it. So Here are examples of some of the digital-only games that will be available at launch on the Switch 2. Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, don't ask me what the hell that is a very, very reasonable 11 gigabytes. But what about a game like Street Fighter 6? Street Fighter 6 at launch will be 50 gigabytes. And keep in mind, a game like Street Fighter 6 will continuously add DLC characters, outfits, updates that will inflate the size of the game. So if your console is 256 gigs, if 50 plus of those gigs is taken up by the operating system, and you buy Street Fighter 6 at launch, you already have more than 1/4 of your storage gone. You can maybe fit 2, maybe 3 more games on there until you have to spend money on the expensive Express SD micro cards to get more games on there. Okay? So this is a huge problem that almost no one has really caught on or addressed. This will be a problem a couple months into the life cycle of this console when people realize I don't want to keep deleting and re-downloading and deleting and re-downloading every game. I want to have it stored on my console, and they have to, I have to expand then. Because then you're going to go to buy the memory card, you're like, it's $200? All right, continuing on. So, Switch 2 will have exclusive games, but Switch 2 will also play Nintendo Switch games. But not all of them. There is a compatibility list that's already been out. Some games will run at full capacity. Some games will run but have compatibility issues. And Nintendo is talking about that they want to fix it. They want to actually make it so that pretty much all games will be compatible, but that's going to be a slow process. Okay? So that's it for their initial page. But let's deep dive further. All right? The Switch 2 launches June 5th. The price will be $449 USD, and that is the primary console, okay? There actually will be a special bundle available that includes Mario Kart World, and that will be selling for $499. So $50, and that's a discount because the price of Mario Kart World is $79.99. No, I didn't misspeak. Yes, the price of Mario Kart is $80. So you can save $30 if you buy the bundle. Pre-orders will begin on April 9th. Okay? So that is 1 week from today. Pre-orders will begin. So there is some information I'd like to share with everyone about that. I believe I have that as the next, yes, here it is. So if you already are a Nintendo customer, if you already have a Switch, or you've had a Switch or a Wii in the past, and you have a Nintendo Online account, okay, if you log into your Nintendo Online account right now using this registration link, and it's online, you can find it easily, okay, what will happen is you will then be entered into a system where they will contact you. And as long as they can verify that you actually have been using your account, for example, you've had a minimum of 12 months of a paid membership of Nintendo Switch Online and a minimum of 50 gameplay hours on that account as of April 2nd, 2025, you'll be put on a first-come, first-served basis registration list. They will contact you and say, hey, the Switch 2 is available. Would you like to buy one? And if you qualify, you can say yes, and you can pay for it, and you can buy it directly from Nintendo. So this is a way to completely bypass the entire chaotic system of trying to pre-order on Amazon or Best Buy or Walmart or Target or wherever, or trying to get it from a scalper. You can completely bypass that system if you have a Nintendo Online account that qualifies. 12 months of Nintendo Online membership and 50 hours of gameplay. Now, I'm happy to report I do have this. Okay? I actually do have this. But I did log in this morning. I did actually try to do this. And apparently I'm on the list. And we're going to see what happens next week. I'm not even kidding you. I did this 5 minutes after it was announced by complete chance, okay? So my wife was getting up. Well, she was getting ready for work. It was like 7 a.m. The Nintendo Switch presentation was just ending. So I woke up. I said, oh, let me just check quick because I thought maybe the pre-orders would be live already. So I rolled over and I grabbed my phone and I opened my phone and I was reading and I found this post and I clicked on it. The post was 4 minutes old. And I said, oh shit. And I jumped in and I registered with my Nintendo Online account. That's the right one. It has credits, actually has coins. You know, when you buy games, you earn the coins for it. So it was the right account and everything. And I logged in and did it. So we'll see what happens. It very well may be that if this works properly, that next week I'll be offered to buy it direct from Nintendo and I'll just get it that way. And then I don't have to worry about the whole rigmarole of, oh, is there a secret code to reserve or whatever? And that would be great because obviously, guys, I want to get this for me, but for you as well. I want this to be my first incredibly professional, high-level console launch. I want to be able to unbox the Nintendo Switch 2 right here with my new setup, multiple cameras, showing you what it looks like, showing you all the features up close, hooking it up, registering, doing all that stuff. That would be amazing, right? That's why I want this thing at launch. That would be an amazing event for early June. So let's see what happens. Hopefully Nintendo comes through and this actually works and it's not just them saying it and then they botch it. You know, like I said, I did it within 4 or 5 minutes of it launching. So I've got to be one of the first people who actually qualified. Now, if you have not registered for this yet, you're a few hours out. Like I said, it was around 7 a.m. Now it's 12:30 p.m. I still recommend you try to do it. All right? Go ahead and try. See if you qualify. You may be one of the few, because how many people have the year of online, 50 hours? It's not everyone. So I recommend you do it. Maybe we can all get it from Nintendo and not have to deal with this bullshit, right? Because it does, it makes me nervous with things like PS5, what a nightmare it was to get that at launch. So hopefully it's not a nightmare this time around with the Switch 2 if you can get it this way, okay? All right, now we're going to continue on, but it looks like It's a Me Ken actually gifted more subs, but they're not showing up. They've popped up, but they're not showing up in the chat, and I don't know why that is. It looks like it's lagging. So It's a Me Ken, just so you know, when these actually show up on the Kick side, I'll count them. But what's happened sometimes is people try to gift subs, and they go through the pop-ups, but then the credit card got declined. Okay? So we'll see. Glitter Bomb says, my registration confirmation showed the day, but not the time. Here's mine. Well, actually, this just showed the sign-in. This just showed a sign-in, and then I registered for it. But I definitely registered. So, I don't know. I don't think I got an email that said I registered. I got an email that said I had logged in. I'm checking right now. Because I don't think it hit my spam folder. No. What did your email say, Glitter Bomb? I didn't get an email. I registered, and it's basically, it confirmed that I logged in. You got a confirmation email 4 minutes after? Oh, I didn't even get that. I didn't get a confirmation email. No. Interesting. I wonder what's going on. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. And by the way, yeah, so those subs, It's a Me Ken. I don't know what's going on. They don't seem to be showing up. Oh, really? The block says if you click on the site when you're logged in, you should see you can't make that choice again. Oh, let me double check that. Let me see here. Let me find it and see if I can do it. I'll confirm live right now because I did do it. many hours ago. Ugh, sucks. There's a zillion posts here. Here it is. How did I sign in? Hold on. Can't remember what I signed in. Now I can't even remember the login, dude. This is ridiculous. Holy crap. Guys, it's a me, Ken. Just gifted 50 freaking subs on Kick. 50 subs. Wow. Hold on. Well, I don't know why I'm trying to do this on my phone. This shit never works. I'm trying to do it on my phone. It's glitching out now. It's not even loading. Your registration was submitted. Eligible Nintendo account holders will receive an email when it is time to purchase. So I won't get anything until it's time to purchase, apparently. Okay. And I signed up that I wanted the bundle. Yeah, and this is the one that has the coins from buying stuff. So I'm in the right account. I wish I could see like my history, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. That this is the right account. I hope so. I guess we'll find out. Because the thing is, I have multiple accounts from over the years, so I think I logged into the right one, but I don't know if I did. This is the one that has the gold points against it, so obviously this is the one that I must have Nintendo Online against and everything. Apparently, some of these points expire in July. Huh. Yeah, here we go. This is definitely the right account because it shows there's a game bought in January. That was my wife. She had bought Mario Kart. And then in July, I bought something of last year. And then it shows in 2023, I bought a lot. 2023, I bought a lot of Nintendo games. Yeah. Last year, I bought almost none, but 2023 was a very busy year. So this is definitely the right account. And this has had the online sub for 12 months for sure. I still have it. I've had it for a while. I just wish I could see it. Like I can't actually. I'm in it. I can't see where it shows like your Nintendo Online account and shit. I don't even know where that is. I'm in my Nintendo and I don't see anything about it. How stupid. I don't know. I want to get back to my coverage of the Switch, but I have to use the bathroom. Okay. So it looks like I'm good. I recommend, again, if you haven't done this, I strongly recommend that you log in with the account. Hopefully you're eligible, and hopefully you can get this, and this is how you can get the Switch too. Okay? All right. Okay. So moving on from being able to register with the Switch Online stuff and being able to actually get your console directly through Nintendo, all other regular pre-orders will go live on April 9th, and every retailer is doing it differently. For example, Best Buy already announced you'll be able to do it online on their site and through their app, but you cannot actually pre-order the console in the store. They're only going to allow you to get the games and accessories in the store. That's it. Okay? So everyone's going to do it different. Keep your eyes and ears peeled over the next week. Most retailers will announce how they're going to be doing their pre-orders for the Switch too. All right? Cool. So some games for Switch 2 are actually going to allow you to do free upgrades. For example, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 Edition are free if you already have Nintendo Switch Online and the expansion pack. But you need to have Nintendo Switch Online and the expansion pack. If you don't, you have to pay for the upgrade. Wait, what? So, yes, allow me to clarify here. All right? Both Sony and Microsoft, when they went from one console gen to the next, for example, when they went from Xbox One to the Xbox Series consoles, or when PlayStation 4 went to PlayStation 5, they allowed you to play the last gen games on the current gen console. Some games got enhancements. For example, I remember particularly Red Dead Redemption being played on the Xbox One had an upgrade from the original Xbox 360 version. Well, there were some games that were Xbox One games that actually got free upgrades and run better on the Series consoles, all right? But they were always free, essentially, unless there was a special edition. There were some games that were on PS4, and then if you wanted to get the PS5 remastered edition, you had to pay like $10 for the upgrade. Nintendo is saying there will be games that will have the upgrade, and if you are a subscriber to Nintendo Switch Online and the expansion pack, not just the standard online, but also the expansion pack, then you'll get the upgrades for free. Otherwise, it's going to cost you. But what's it going to cost? Nobody knows. They haven't said yet, and you probably won't even know until the games are out and you're on your Switch 2 and you look at the upgraded the upgraded cost. You just won't know. So it is what it is. I don't know what else to say. Some people are going to be pretty upset and be like, why do I have to pay for this upgrade when if I had an Xbox or a PlayStation, it was pretty free? Why are they nickel and diming us, right? So I don't know. All right. So that's good there. Christian just did a $10 super chat. Says, Phil, it's been a minute. Glad to see things are going well. Looking forward to DSP Tries It this week. Thank you. Christian, me too. I'm looking forward to these Minecraft meals to see what comes with them. Hopefully something good. If not, well, we'll make fun of it, right? So awesome. Thank you, Christian, for a $10 super chat. Now we are at $37 to go to hit 89 goals. $37, 89 goals hit. We are so close to DSP Tries It. Like I said, we might actually do it today. And if we do it today, that means tomorrow is DSP Tries It. If we hit it on this stream, we get 90 goals on this stream, I will order the McDonald's Minecraft meals and we will do DSP Tries It on this stream. So let's see what happens. Maybe we'll do it. We might. We're in position to do it. Okay. Continuing on. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get into some games. Okay. The first game I'd like to look at is a FromSoft Nintendo exclusive. Yes, a FromSoft Nintendo exclusive game. I don't know why this bar is on the bottom. Look at this. Look how stupid that looks. Can I refresh this? No. It just stays there. It's some weird thing. So here we go. I'm not even going to say a word. All we're going to do is we're going to hit play and we're going to watch this. Here we go.
I give you my blood.
Unavailable. No closed captioning.
I give you my life. Turn,
Give you my wallet.
O wheel, and transport him to a night of moonlight, to humanity's very dusk.
Is that a wheel? A wheel of some sort? Almost looks like a spinning wheel, like a, you know, like sewing. Whoa, it was blurry and then it got sharp. Sorry for the bottom of the screen having that bar. This is some kind of a weird YouTube error. This wasn't happening. All of a sudden when I play a video, full screen is doing this. So I don't know what's causing it. Looks familiar somehow. Looks oddly familiar. Looks incredibly familiar. I wonder, I can't put my finger on it though, what this looks like. What could this possibly be like? I wonder what game this is similar to. Kirby. That's what I'm thinking of. Kirby. Looks just like Kirby. That's a pretty high jump. Oh, he bit him. He's a vampire. It's a game about vampires, huh? Look at that. Now he's got titties. Yo, it's a big old bullfrog with some tig old bitties. Damn.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon-to-depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
Looks familiar somehow. Wonder what that looks like. A dinosaur? Alrighty then.
The moon tears will flow for one, and one alone.
Wait a minute.
And one alone.
He's in his underwear. Yo, this guy was asleep. And some guy broke into his manor. He's like, I'm going to fuck you up in my skivvies. I'm going to go out my disgusting, dirty nightgown. I'm going to come out and kick your ass. Look at that. That's great. The Dusk Bloods. Is that a rat? No, it's got wings. What the hell is that? 2026. Available only on the Nintendo Switch 2. Elden Dark Soulsborne. So, FYI, some information has already come out about this game. It is multiplayer only. It is going to be a game where you team up with other people online, and you're going to be running through doing various different things. But it is full co-op. So think Elden Ring, Night Rain, kind of. But apparently it's Bloodborne. It's Bloodborne, but multiplayer online, and it's going to be only on the Switch 2 next year. So, you make of that what you will. Maybe you think that's a great idea. Maybe you think that's incredibly awful. I don't know. I think everyone will feel a little different. But we'll see. All right, cool. Now, before we move on to the next game, It's a Me Ken gifted 10 more freaking subs. 10 more on Kick. Holy crap, It's a Me Ken. I don't know what's going on, but obviously, thank you. I'm not even kidding. This is a tremendous amount of support today. This is wild. And this is helping a lot. Keep in mind that sadly, I lost a lot of support with the Kilkino Casino, fiasco. But now this is crazy. This is giving me a ginormous boost. So thank you so much. It's a Me Ken. So that is 10 more subs. That means 116 subs from It's a Me Ken. That means, yes, we are now at $613 out of $750. And it means, ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We hit another goal. Another goal. Huzzah, huzzah, has been reached on DSPGaming. That is 4 straight on the stream. We are less than 1 goal away from DSP Tries It Minecraft Meals. If we hit 750 on this stream, which is less than 150 away, we're going to be doing DSP Tries It on this stream. Can we make it happen? Thank you to It's a Me Ken for putting us into striking distance and prime position for a crazy DSP Tries It out of nowhere. No one expected it. No one thought it could happen. People said, oh, you lost momentum last night when you didn't hit your goal during Inzoi. Well, guess what, motherfuckers? Back. Let's do this. Let's hit it. Let's do DSP Tries It today. Yes. Yes. $750 nuggets better be good. That's right. That better be the best goddamn Big Mac I've ever tasted. Very nice. Amazing. And in the meantime, I received a very generous $20 tip. And it's anonymous. An anonymous $20 tip. There's no message attached to it. So whoever that was, thank you so very much. Let's get you a nice animation. It's funny how quickly the tides change and the tables turn around here, huh? So thank you, anonymous, for a $20 tip. We're now at the $633. So we are $117 away from hitting 90 goals and doing DSP Tries It, the McDonald's Minecraft meals today. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. We could actually do it. All right, now back to the Switch coverage. What's up, King Michael? How you doing? All right, let's get back to the Switch coverage, shall we? All right. So, Mario Kart World. When people asked me months ago, Phil, what is the one game that you want to see be on Switch 2? My answer was, we need a new Mario Kart. Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart Infinite, whatever, has been around way too long. It was on the Wii U. They re-released it for the Switch. They added, forget all that. We need a new freaking Mario Kart. Well, they did it. It's a new Mario Kart, and it is a launch title for the Switch 2. Let's learn about it. Start your engines and race across a sprawling world. Take a look at some of this. It's pretty much the usual suspects. Like, just taking a look at this, you don't really see anyone new, right? It's pretty much the same characters that you've probably expected would be in a Mario Kart game all along. So there you go. Hit the open road with Mario and friends. Zip around courses in a vast world where everything is connected. Race along grassy plains, bustling cities, wide open waters, big old volcanoes, and more. Plus everything in between exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Everywhere is your race course. Take a look at this map. And I'm assuming, each one of these is a circuit, maybe? So if that's true, I mean, there's an incredible amount of content in this game. A sprawling world of courses, speed across plains, cities, water, volcanoes, and much more. Everything is connected. Here's some gameplay right here. Now, that's a pretty wide-angle shot, wouldn't you say? And I wonder if you can actually play the entire game at that perspective, because typically you're up close behind, like third person right over the shoulder. This is a more relaxed camera, so I wonder if you're able to do that, right? Ah, look. So you can go between different locations by clicking through here. See this? Nice. Look at this, like a volcano, like Bowser's stage. Sure. Okay. Go beyond the course. There's now more to racing than just the course. Hop off and race the distance to the next one. So are they saying that there's an open world in the game? I think they are. I think they're saying that there's open world in the game, and that's completely new to Mario Kart. Here's some gameplay. So again, it's pretty much Mario Kart, but I don't see anything too new. Like, you take a look at it, they all look like the same character. Wait a minute. Did Donkey Kong dab? Look at Donkey Kong. He dabbed. Donkey Kong just dabbed. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why? Why is Donkey Kong dabbing? No. Oh, Nintendo. I can't wait to see Wario do the floss. But anyway, modes. Burn rubber and heated 24 driver races. It is confirmed 24 drivers in the game. 24 players. Grand Prix. Compete to earn the most points across 4 connected courses. This is the classic mode, but now with 24 different people. A non-stop transcontinental rally. Knockout tour. Barrel through back-to-back courses with no pit stops along the way. If you don't place high enough by the time you reach the end of 5 checkpoints, you're out. That's new. I see, so eliminate. See, every checkpoint, more people get eliminated. And you just keep going and going until finally down to the end. Okay, that's kind of cool. Free roam. Drive wherever your heart takes you. Where to? Well, that's up to you. Take off in any direction in the new mode. Explore areas that pique your interest, and maybe even snap in-game pics at scenic spots. That's cool. Certainly that adds a new facet to the game. Instead of just being race, being able to wander around. That's brand spanking new. Cool. Play together. Have a blast with friends, whether they're near or far. Up to 4 players can race on the same system. 4-player local co-op. And guess what? That's right, folks. A brand new steering wheel accessory that you need to buy. It doesn't work with the one that was with the original Switch. You have to buy the new Switch 2 wheel accessory if you want to play Mario Kart. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be very honest with all of you. I bought the wheel accessory for the Wii. So that was what? Mario Kart 7? That accessory was awful. No lie. It was easier to play Mario Kart on the Wii with the standard controller than it was with the wheel accessory. The wheel accessory just wouldn't turn enough to make the sharp turn, so I hated it. I didn't use the one for Switch, so I don't know if it's good on Switch or not, but likely I wouldn't even bother with it. I'll just use the standard controller, but you got to buy the new one because the old Switch one doesn't work. All together, anytime, anywhere. And of course, they're now showcasing the new camera feature with that C button, game chat. This is going to be one of the prime games to use it. Okay? I'm being told by Dab Hands, these wheels are $20 for 2. Where'd it go? That's because it's just a piece of plastic. Like, literally, no lie, it's just a piece of plastic you put the controller into. That's all it is. So that's why it's cheap. There's nothing there. It's just instead of holding the controller and doing it manually, you have a wheel to twist instead. That's how it was on the Wii as well. Yeah. All right. Mario Kart World, June 5th for $79.99. That is right, folks. Get used to it. Everything on Nintendo is now going to be expensive. Nintendo used to be the console. That used to be the inexpensive console for kids. Now, nothing is inexpensive. This is going to be a pricey console, so prepare yourselves for incredibly expensive games. $80 freaking dollars. That is more expensive than a game right now on PC, on PlayStation, or on Xbox. Can you believe it? They're charging more for a Nintendo game than a game anywhere else. That's Mario Kart World, folks. So I'll be honest, I'm excited for it. This looks great to me. And this is a great launch title, in my opinion, that I'm very much looking forward to. And I'm going to get this if I get a Switch, too, for sure. Cool. Okay. Up next, we're going to talk about Donkey Kong Bonanza. But before we do, guess what? I just received, if you can believe it, 25 more gifted subs from Squirt Rocks. Squirt Rocks, 25 gifted subs on Kick. Holy crap. 25, guys. So let's figure it out. That would be $125 to support, meaning ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? We have done it out of nowhere. After one slow stream last night, we have completed it. We have hit 90 goals. Let's make it rain here on DSPGaming. This morning, from the heavens, the clouds opened up and the heavenly coins descended upon the realm of DSPGaming. The castle is overflowing with the clinking of coins. The coffers floweth over. The taxes have been paid and then some. It is time to celebrate hitting 5 freaking goals right here this morning on DSPGaming. Thank you so much for your support. We have qualified. We have done it today. DSP tries it. Minecraft meals from McDonald's. I'm getting the Big Mac. I'm getting the Nuggies. I'm getting the Nether Flame Sauce. We're doing it. Double unboxing today. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, bro. All right. Very nice, everybody. Holy crap. Ellipsian says if this happened yesterday, we would have had beardless Phil. You're right. But that was a one-day thing. So you didn't take advantage yesterday, but at least we got it today. We're doing it, folks. Thank you so much. All right. So I'm excited. I am very excited for dinner now. Very cool. All right. Are we ready to continue? Let's continue, everyone. By the way, we don't even know what the 100 goal reward is yet. We haven't even figured it out or talked about it. We very well could now be hitting this by my birthday, which would be amazing if we hit it on the birthday. We just got to figure out what it's going to be. What should it be? Let's start figuring that out, but we have to continue covering the Switch 2 right now. Okay. Let's continue. Here we go. All right. Donkey Kong has a brand new game, everyone. A groundbreaking adventure starring Donkey Kong. A new visual style, by the way. If you don't notice, take a look at Donkey Kong. Do you notice something different about his eyes? He has gone back to his original design. Remember, for the longest time when Rare took over the reins and made Donkey Kong Country, they changed the look of Donkey Kong, and these eyeballs would basically fill up this area. Now, they basically kind of sucked his eyes back in and made them smaller, and now he looks more malicious and maniacal almost, I would say. He looks more imposing and threatening, in my opinion. Okay? So, here's some gameplay. Some of it looks like Donkey Kong Country. Some of it looks like it's from a 3D over-the-shoulder perspective, very similar to Crash Bandicoot. So it seems to be a unique hybrid of gameplay. The big guy is back. Donkey Kong swings onto the Nintendo Switch 2 system with a brand new action-adventure. Help Donkey Kong make his way through the depths of the underground world. The deeper he goes, the more amazing places he finds. Look at all these different climates. Wow, it's crazy. So let's just take a look. So this is like more like the desert plains. Then you go to like a jungle. Then you're like in frozen ice tundra. And then you're like open plateau. Crash, crash, crash. Smash, smash, smash. His browser's pretty cool. There's no shortage of things DK can pulverize with his powerful punches. Look at that. He's wrecking the whole landscape. I wonder if that's actually part of the gameplay, if it's destructible environments. Who's this? Break on through this truly destructive adventure. It seems like there's like a purple creature with him. I wonder if he has like a co-op character that's with him or something. So you're definitely going to be breaking stuff. Looks like you're breaking rocks. You're breaking the environments. These baddies are up to no good. Behold, the golden banana. Whoa, who is this? New villains. All new villains. No longer King K. Rool. This is a new group of villains. Look at this. The mysterious group known as Void Co. has its eyes on this prized bunch. So they're monkeys of some sort, or apes of some sort. But no one messes with DK's favorite food. Golden bananas. The whole island was buzzing about the discovery of the tasty treasure, but then disaster struck. During the chaos, Voidco stole every breathtaking bunch of bananas. Now, Donkey Kong must venture deep underground to get them back. DK makes a new friend. Together they chase down the mysterious Voidco. So yeah, whatever this purple creature is apparently like his new cooperative character. So no more Diddy Kong, no more Dixie Kong. It's going to be whatever the heck that purple thing is. Don't know, but I'm assuming it's probably going to give him like powers, maybe allow him to hover or something like that, right? Cool. Can Donkey Kong recover his beloved bananas? Find out in the Donkey Kong Bonanza game, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Donkey Kong Bonanza. Available July 17th, 2025 for $69.99. Yeah, so once again, we have to get used to the fact that these games are going to cost a lot of money. No longer do we have Nintendo games being the discounted games. All right. These are now going to be full priced, retail adventure games. So, 70 friggin' bucks plus tax. Looks good. Like there hasn't been a new Donkey Kong game in quite some time. The last one was Tropical Freeze. And I mean, that one was so old. It was a Wii U game and they redid it for Switch recently. So now an actual new Donkey Kong game. I guess the question is, how long is it, right? Because if it's like a 10-hour experience, then you're going to be like, well, this is a ripoff. It ain't worth $70, right? But if this is like a very lengthy experience, 20, 30 hours, they'd be like, all right, then it's worth it. So I guess we have to see. We don't know yet, right? We have no idea. But it looks good to me. Not a launch title, but it comes out only a month after launch. And to be honest, okay, Mario Kart being a launch title is good. This basically being a game that comes out like a month later gives you something to look forward to outside of the launch window. Because typically the problem with a console like a Nintendo console would be they heavy load the front and then there's nothing going on for many months. So in this case, you'll get Mario Kart at launch and then you're going to get another first-party game about a month later. I think that's actually a good spacing. All right? I think that's good. So, excellent. All right. Mario Kart Bonanza, Donkey Kong Bonanza also looking good as a title for the Switch 2. Now, we have a few other things to cover, but I have more shout-outs to do. Is this for real? Ladies and gentlemen, it's a me, Ken, just gifted another 25 subs. I'm not kidding. I'm going to check. I mean, this is real. I keep checking. It's real. The revenue is real. It's actually counting. This is not fake. We got another 25 gifted subs over on Kick. For some reason, it didn't trigger the pop-ups this time. And I don't know why. Because as you can see, they're not popping up on screen. I don't know what happened. They did happen. They're there on Kick. All right? So it's a me, Ken, with another 25 gifted subs. That means they're up to 141 subs. That means another $25 of support. Excuse me. Another $125 of support. I can't even see what we're at. Is it 758? So what's 758 plus 125? That's like 883? Yeah, 883. So we were $883 of support. Holy moly. Now, guys, I already said, no, there's no beard shaving today. That was a one-time only offer for yesterday. Not once did I mention it today. That's not happening. There is no beard shaving offer. It's not happening. That was yesterday only. That's why I said we had to do it yesterday, and yesterday didn't happen. So you're barking up the wrong tree. No scam. That was one day only yesterday for April Fools, and we didn't hit it yesterday. Okay. However, someone did say, since It's a Me Ken did so many gifts, could he get VIP badges and the like? Yes. What was it? Every 25 subs, you get a VIP badge. So if he wants to give out some VIP badges, he absolutely can do that. How many did he gift again? $141. All right. So he got one. He can get what, 5 more? 4 more. 4 more. Yeah. So It's a Me Ken, if you want a gift, he says just give them to whoever. Really? They're at my discretion? Oh, now wait a minute. You're going to allow the king to choose who he knights in his kingdom? I get to choose 4 VIPs for today? That's what you're allowing me to do? Oh, this will be interesting. All right, he says, yes, correct. All right. So today, let's see who deserves the distinction of being a VIP over on Kick. We got 4 people who are going to get a VIP badge today over on Kick thanks to It's a Me Ken. So first of all, you guys better thank It's a Me Ken because that's very nice of him. But now we got to figure out who will get it. I got to think about who I want to choose by the end of today's stream. Interesting. All right, we got some interesting stuff going on here today. All right. Now people are already screaming that they want it. Look at this. All right. Also, Mr. Game Master with a $2 super chat says, I can tell it's the Mario Odyssey team working on this Donkey Kong game. You think so? Is it? If so, I mean, that's cool. I'd be happy for that. But, to be honest, I wish that there was another Mario game. I was actually hoping one of the games they would have announced would have been the next Mario game, and they haven't done that, okay? All right, let's finish our Switch 2 coverage, everyone. Okay, here we go. So, Nintendo Switch 2 US website was updated with some pricing. There is a Switch 2 Pro controller that literally is exactly the same as the regular Switch Pro controller, but they added the C button so you can actually do the capture and game chat. Okay, that's it. That's the only difference. It's $79.99. Holy shit. The new Joy-Cons, left and right, $89.99. If you want to get the charger grip, okay, to charge the Joy-Cons and make it into a standalone controller, $34.99. Well, how about the camera? $49.99. Well, what about the dock set? $109.99. Of course, you don't need that. It will come with this, all right? But what they're saying is you want to set it up at a second TV or something like that, all right? Continuing on. Accessory compatibility info. This is important. What accessories do you already have for the Switch that will work with Switch 2, and which ones will not? Well, the original Joy-Cons do actually work with the Switch 2. The original Nintendo Switch Pro controller does actually work with the Switch 2. The NES pads that I was thinking of actually getting last summer, remember we were doing Nintendo World Championships? Those will actually work with the Switch 2. Okay? The Super Nintendo pad will work with the Switch 2. So this is all good news. To have previously supported controllers work with the new console is always a great thing. Okay? The Nintendo 64 controller, it works. The Sega Genesis control pad, it works. This is all great. The old adjustable charging stand does not work. Okay? The old Nintendo Switch dock will not work. Not surprising, right? The Nintendo Switch AC adapter, the original one for regular Switch, does not work. This one has its own proprietary adapter. This next one is kind of interesting. The HDMI cable that came with Switch 1 does not work with Switch 2 because the Switch 2 now has new technology like VRR and 4K compatibility. The old Switch cable was a cheap one. Doesn't work with that stuff. So you need to use a new cable. You can't use the old Switch cable. The old micro SD cards, completely incompatible. You cannot use any of the Switch SD cards from the regular Switch with the new Switch. You have to buy new ones. The Express type, like we already talked about. Okay? However, the old GameCube adapter does work, which is kind of neat. The Joy-Con straps will not work. I mean, why would you want to use the Joy-Con strap from the Switch with the Switch 2? I don't know. I don't even think anyone uses the Joy-Con straps to begin with. The old Joy-Con grip won't work, especially with the charging grip won't work. You need the new one. That's $40. The old wheel will not work. Well, of course not, because the new Joy-Cons aren't the same shape as the old one, so that's not going to work. The leg strap will not work. I didn't even know there was a leg strap. Apparently, they sold a strap that took your Joy-Con and turned it into like a gun holster. Well, that doesn't work. The Ring-Con doesn't work. Man, how many people bought that Ring-Con thing? What did you use it once ever? Like, seriously, I never used it. So, you know, I never bought, I can't imagine. It doesn't work with Switch 2. Of course, all the Joy-Con battery pack, the Joy-Con charging stand doesn't work. Okay? So some stuff will work, some stuff won't. However, the good news is most of the legacy controllers do work. That's a good thing. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to finally accept the fact that physical games don't exist. Even Nintendo has admitted this. Because, ladies and gentlemen, right here, Nintendo Switch 2 game key card overview. Game key cards are different from regular game cards because they don't contain the full game's data. Instead, the game card key card is just your key to download the full game on your system via the internet. That's right. After it's downloaded, you can play the game by inserting the game key card into your system and start it up like a standard physical game card. It will show this symbol, a key, and say this is not a game. This is just your digital code to download the game digitally. However, the funny part about it is it's still a cartridge. So you still have to buy it. It's still a physical cartridge. You put it in, there's nothing on it. It's an empty cartridge. And then it downloads the game to the cartridge. That's pretty silly, huh? All right, continuing on. There will be some free updates for existing Nintendo Switch games to make them compatible and or improve their performance on the Switch 2. Some of these games are already known, including ARMS, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury Combo, Clubhouse Games, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, Game Builder Garage, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet, and Big Brain Academy. So, will Pokemon Scarlet and Violet finally run at a good rate? They ran horribly on the regular Switch. Will they run better on Switch 2? I guess we're going to find out, okay? And that is it. So, overall, what do I think about the Switch 2 launch announcements today? Well, I'll say this. I think it's exciting that we have a new Nintendo console coming out. I will say that when you're looking at the launch lineup, okay, Mario Kart World being the only real major first-party title, if you're not aware, there are other games coming out, but they're all ports. It's like, oh, you could play Cyberpunk 2077 on your Switch 2. Oh, you could finally play Elden Ring on your Switch 2. And it's like, yeah, but we already played them. We didn't wait around. Like, the Switch is not my only gaming outlet. So I've already played these games on other platforms. It's not a big deal to me that now you have them on a Nintendo console. I didn't wait for you. All right. So is there a lot going on at the launch of Switch 2? Well, there's Mario Kart World and a bunch of ports. And maybe if you've been playing games back on Switch 1 and you want to play them with improved graphics, like I would say notably Pokemon, okay. But honestly, doesn't sound like a very good launch lineup to me. What are the big ones we're really waiting for? Mario, absent. Zelda, absent. Kirby, absent. There is a Kirby game coming out, but it's just a remake, a re-release. It's not a new game. Well, what about Metroid Prime 4? It's coming out, but not at launch. What about Donkey Kong? It is coming out, but it's a month later. Okay, at least that's not too long of a wait. Oh, what about that new FromSoft game, Duskblood or whatever it's called? That's not coming out till 2026. Okay? So honestly, what is the system seller right now? What's the killer app for Switch 2? Mario Kart World. 1 month later, what's the killer app for Switch 2? Donkey Kong Bonanza. After that, what will be the next one? Metroid Prime 4 whenever it comes out. And after that, we don't know. We got to hope that over the next few months, they are going to start announcing some big stuff for Switch 2, because right now, the launch lineup actually is paltry. It's just ports or games you've already played now running better on the Switch 2, and that's not great. That doesn't mean the console won't sell like hotcakes, but let's be honest, when you're launching a new console, you want exclusives. You want the big first-party games. And right now, outside of 2 games, Mario Kart and Donkey Kong, there's nothing else. So they're not really delivering on that awesome launch lineup that you would expect from a new console, and that's a little disappointing. Okay? Now, to end and summarize my coverage of the Switch 2 here, I do have something to say. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I want a Switch 2. I'm going to hopefully get one. I'm hopefully going to cover the launch, unbox it, play games on it, and show you everything that it's about so you can make the decision for yourself whether or not you want to get one for you or your family. That's my job as a content creator and a gamer on the internet, right? It's my job to do that kind of stuff to cover it for you. I'll incur the cost. I'll pay for it. I'll do it all. But I got to be honest with all of you, all right? I feel there are 3 critical problems with the launch of the Switch 2. You ready? Okay. Problem number 1 with the Switch 2 is very simple. These game improvement upgrades should be free. If you already own Zelda Breath of the Wild on the regular Switch, you should be able to download it and play it on your Switch 2 with full upgrades for free. I mean, this has been available on both Xbox and Sony consoles where there's a previous version of the game And then there's a performance boost if you play it on the next-gen console, and it's free. There are remasters that have released, and that's a different situation. This is not Breath of the Wild remastered. This is just Breath of the Wild with a better frame rate and better resolution. It should be free. Nintendo shouldn't nickel and dime you for that. In fact, they don't have to. There's no need for them to do that. They were going to make those games run on the Switch 2 regardless. Now, what Nintendo is doing is trying to fool you. Oh, well, if you have the Nintendo Switch Online with the expansion pass, we'll just give it to you for free. That's not free. The expansion pass is incredibly limited. You get N64 games. You get, I think, some handheld games. You get the expansion for Animal Crossing, and you get the expansion for Mario Kart 8. That's the expansion pass. Most people don't need that. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to get more people to do the ongoing expansion pass with really no value added. This is the new value added, but it's really not. It could easily be free. Nintendo doesn't need to nickel and dime you for this, but they're doing it on purpose because they think they can. They think that you're a sucker and you're going to pay more to play this game you already played with slightly better improvements on graphics. That's not fair. I think that's absolutely underhanded and ridiculous. Okay? Number 2, Nintendo is trying to act like it's not a big deal, but it is, that you have to get a brand new micro SD express card to store games. This console only comes with 256 gigabytes of storage. Probably around 20 to 50 of that will be the operating system and apps and things to make it run. That means you only have around 200 gigs of storage for your games. And as I showed you, a game like Street Fighter 6, which isn't even that big of a game, is already over 50 gigabytes. So can you imagine when you start getting really big games on there? I mean, Mario Kart World alone sounds like it's going to be huge. Now imagine a game like the new Mario or an open world RPG. Those things could be in excess of 100 gigs. Are you going to only have 2 games on your Switch at once? Of course not. You're going to want to expand. But these micro SD cards, these express ones, are brand new tech and are way overpriced. $200 for 1 terabyte? I mean, what's the sweet spot of pricing? $100 for 512 gigabytes? Do you understand how overpriced that is? It's insane. And there was no reason for Nintendo to be in this situation except that they absolutely demanded that the console be portable and a home console at once. This is where Nintendo shot themselves in the foot. With the Switch 1, it never was intending to do 4K, 60 frames. They knew that their console was underpowered, so they sold it that way. It's a portable, but it's also a home console, but it's not meant to compete. Now, with the Switch 2, Nintendo is actually trying to compete. 4K graphics, 60 frames per second, VRR enabled. That's all well and good. But the problem is, your storage is a portable little memory card. You didn't think this through. You didn't flush out the idea. Instead, you just did some kind of a Band-Aid solution. Oh, we'll just use the faster memory card. But it's too expensive. Nintendo's supposed to be the budget console, right? $450 for the Switch 2, $500 to bundle it with Mario Kart. But if you have to tack on $200 for a memory card, $100 plus for a controller and accessories, now you're spending $900. That's not a budget-friendly option anymore. Right now, you could buy a PS5, you could buy an Xbox, and you could toss a ton of accessories, even external storage on there for the same price or cheaper than what Nintendo seems to be offering with the Switch 2. So they screwed this up. They absolutely screwed it up with the pricing of this memory card. All right? And now, number 3, the third biggest mistake that Nintendo has just made with the Switch 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the Switch 2 has no innovation. 0. All right? I want you to think about the history of Nintendo consoles up to now. Okay? The NES, bringing arcade quality games home. The SNES, storage on cartridges and a much improved controller. Nintendo 64, better graphics and the first ever thumbstick. GameCube, a portable console with mini discs and many new control features. The Wii, motion controls for the masses. The Wii U, a touchpad screen built into your controller. And the Switch, the first ever hybrid home console and portable system ever. What is the innovation in Switch 2? Game chat? The C button? We already have it. It's called Discord. It's called Xbox Live Chat. We already have these features. They're just through third parties, but we already have them. All that Nintendo is doing is playing catch up with the rest of the industry. We need to get graphics on par with everyone else, finally. We need to actually have a communication system, finally. It took them till 2025 to figure out they actually need to catch up with the rest of their competition if they want to hang. They can continue to be this console that stands alone and sells like hotcakes, but has a bunch of shovelware and every once in a while has a big first-party title, or they can actually try to compete by having a console that will do similar resolution, similar frame rate, have communication, have the face cam, have it all. But to do that, they're kind of saying, we admit we don't have innovation anymore. There is no innovating factor whatsoever with the Switch 2. In fact, even the name isn't interesting. Switch 2? Has Nintendo ever done a 2 console before? You could argue Wii U was the sequel to the Wii, but it wasn't called Wii 2. This is the first time ever Nintendo actually is feeling not creative and uninspired. Oh, the controller can be a mouse. We already have mice. Oh, we have a webcam. We already have webcams. You're not adding any value to the console this time. So these are 3 big problems. Charging for the same games twice just to have them run slightly better is absolutely ridiculous and nickel and diming the customer. Requiring a almost proprietary, faster EX version of a memory card to have storage that's ridiculously expensive is ridiculous and anti-consumer. And the fact that they have given up on innovation is kind of sad. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, the best way that I can actually compare Nintendo right now, like the most close comparison I can think about, is that Nintendo in the gaming business has essentially become the same as Apple in the tech business. Because Apple used to be the most innovative company. All of their gadgets and gizmos looked unique. They had unique stylized things, operating system that worked different from everyone else's, features that no one else had, and that's why you would buy the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad. But what happened with Apple was, after about 15 plus years dominating the tech industry, they lost their way. They stopped innovating. The things you can get in an Apple product today are exactly the same as what you can get in anyone else's product, but they're way more expensive and they have proprietary cables, gizmos, and things for it that are all way overpriced. That's exactly what is happening with Nintendo right now. They're not giving you any added value to the Switch 2 because it's not innovative anymore, but they're saying, hey, pay more for the same game. Hey, pay more for the storage and memory card. Will the industry carry it? Yes, because Nintendo has a following, a cult-like following of people who will follow them like the Pied Piper. Miyamoto pulls out his giant ocarina and starts playing, and everyone says, yes, Miyamoto-san, I must buy your amiibos. I must buy your overpriced controller that doesn't even work, like the Pro Controller, which was never actually fixed, and your drifting Joy-Cons. We must spend on Nintendo because we are part of the cult of Nintendo. People will line up in droves to buy the accessories and the games. They will pre-order the crap out of this console. This will be a sales dynamo in 2025. But we're not here to talk about sales success. We're here to talk about value. We're here to talk about games. We're here to talk about quality for the gamer and the consumer. From everything that I just saw, I saw some innovative stuff when it comes to the games. Mario Kart Tour looks really good. Donkey Kong Bonanza looks really good. And that's a good thing. I think what Nintendo really excels at is making great first-party games that innovate. That's what they need to focus on and continue to do. But for everything else, this just looks like a whole lot of noise and not a lot of substance. When we get this console on June 5th, what are we going to play? Mario Kart World. What are we going to play after that? Games we've already played. Until DK Bonanza comes out. And then what are we going to play after that? Nothing. Until maybe Metroid Prime 4 comes out. And then it's like, And what's going to happen, what it seems like, it's going to be just like the Switch. You're going to have times where there's going to be a bunch of games coming out, and they're going to be absolutely amazing. Oh, we're eating good. We're eating a plenty. It's like a buffet of great Nintendo content. And then you're going to have entire 6 to 8 month spans with nothing. Just a couple third-party games, ports, and nothing else. Nintendo needs to get on the ball and stop being so up their own butts. They literally think they're better than everyone else and what their crap doesn't stink. That's not true anymore. If anything, they're proving it with the fact that they're showing they need to compete. We need 4K, we need 60 frames, we need the features everyone else has. Great. But now you actually have to be competitive as well with pricing and everything else. You can't expect us to drop $200 on a memory card at launch. You can't expect us to play one game and sit around for 4 months before your next comes out. That's an exclusive. You need to get on the ball. Will Nintendo do it? We'll find out, but man, those are 3 pretty critical flaws for the launch of a new console in 2025. All right, folks. Holy crap. That took a long time to get through, didn't it? But we did it. That was very thorough coverage of the Nintendo Direct from this morning, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed doing that. Let me close all these tabs now. And I'm going to have to update my game release schedule for sure. Holy moly. All right. We got a few more shout outs to do. Okay. And then we're going to actually start playing Atomfall, which will be probably around 2 hours today. We are doing DSP Tries It Minecraft meals today. I never expected that, but we're doing it today. Holy shit. Thank you guys so much for the support this morning. Okay. And remember, I have 4 VIP badges to give out on Kick over the course of today's stream. I will give out 1 VIP badge by the end of the podcast. Okay. So, Gabriel the Blessed subscribed over on Kick. Thank you to Gabriel for the sub over on Kick. We're now up to 890. Genesis Gaming, 37 months as a super supporter on YouTube, says the new Pro controller has more stuff on the back. Thanks you for this great content. You're welcome. I didn't know that. So there's extra buttons. I'll have to look into it. Here's the big question. $79.99 again. The original Pro controller for Switch was $80. Again, it's $80. Did they fix that goddamn D-pad? Do you remember at the launch of Switch, I got Street Fighter II: The Final Challengers. And I bought the Pro controller, and the D-pad literally was faulty and never worked. It was glitch. You press forward, it would go up. So they better have improved that shit for $80, man. Seriously. Gabriel now did a $2 super chat and says, pick me for the OG VIP fill. Thank you, Gabriel. So now we're at $8.92. We are $8 away from hitting another goal on this stream and getting one towards our 100 goal celebratory reward that we don't even know what it is. This is insane. Oh, man. Okay. Squirt Rocks has gifted another sub. Another one. Thank you, Squirt Rocks. Now we're up to $8.97. Good Lord. $8.97. What kind of a podcast is this? Who knew you guys liked the Switch 2 coverage so much? Holy crap. Now, do you see my point that I didn't need to actually do a live react to the Switch Direct? There was no reason. I could easily, in fact, this was better because I was able to go through the websites. I had all this supplementary information because I wasn't doing it live, right? I think that this actually came out better as a result of me doing it after the fact. I wouldn't have had all the supplementary information if I hadn't waited a few hours. Sometimes waiting and getting all the info is much better than just doing the live react, in my opinion, just being honest here, okay? Ooh. Gabriel the Blessed just gifted a sub. Thank you very much, Squirt Rocks. He says, I have to get back to work. Good luck. I'll check out the DSP Tries It later. Squirt Rocks, I owe you a VIP badge. I'm going to give it to you right now. I owe it to you because you did 25 subs. Let me give it to you right now before I forget. Squirt Rocks. There you go. VIP Squirt Rocks. He earned it today. Thank you, Squirt Rocks. Kickin' Natty says, will you VIP me? Well, Kickin' Natty has supported the channel before. That is true. Squirt Rocks, you have the VIP right now. I have 3 more. No, I still have the 4. I still have 4 VIPs to give out today. All right. I wish there was a way. There is, right? Is there a way to see cumulatively how much someone is gifted over all time? Because I think you can only see the top 10. I don't think you can see anything but the top 10, and that sucks. By the way, It's a Me Ken just made top 5 of all time. He's 5th place. If he goes, I think 40 more, he actually gets top 4. Like, he can easily unseat 2 or 3 people within like a day. Dang. Okay. Here's what we will do. Oh, wait, what? So Gabriel gifted another sub, right? Okay. If you can believe it. We've done it. We've done it again. I can't believe this. This is insane. All right. We just did 5 goals. No, we did 86, 87, 88, 89, and 90, right? No, we did 6 goals. Holy shit. Guys, we just hit 6 goals in one stream, and it's not even a marathon. Well, let's do it. 6 freaking goals in one podcast. That is absolutely insane. Thank you all for the overwhelming support. I don't know what caused it. I don't know where it came from. Maybe you guys just really like the Switch 2 coverage, or you're just in a good mood. But at any rate, I thank you all for an incredibly supportive podcast. Do you think we will ever have a podcast with more support than this one? Do you think we'll ever see a $902 podcast again? I don't think so. Thank you guys so very, very, very much for all of this support. Absolutely outstanding, out of control. Thank you for that. DSP Tries It on deck. We will do DSP Tries It after Atomfall. But let's end the show. Holy crap. Woo, all right. Thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed the coverage of Switch 2. I'm going to try to snip some highlights out of there if I can. We'll see how many highlights I can snip, because there's a few. I feel like Mario Kart, Donkey Kong, the final 3 bad things about it, perhaps. I don't know. There's a lot to cover there, right? So, thank you guys very much for watching. Tomorrow, we will see how things went today with Atomfall. I'll talk about DSP Tries It. We'll see if Disco Elysium later tonight can get some attendance and support. Let's find out. But in the meantime, thank you guys so very much. See you tomorrow.